Good morning to you. It is Wednesday, one day before, and I'm warning you, one day before election season officially begins. The writ will drop tomorrow. Again, this government has waited to the latest possible legal date, and then things will kick in for that election on October 21st. But today is going to be the Green campaign launch in Fredericton at the Delta. And so there's still time. It is 9 a.m. We are live. So if you are watching this before, let's see, if you're in Saint Croix, depending on the drive, because we are a very large riding. If in Campobello, you'll need to leave in about half an hour. If you're in Macadam, you need to leave in maybe an hour and a half. But we'd love to see as many of you as possible, whoever can come to the Green campaign launch today. Now, one thing that I want to focus on today as we transition into election season, and you're going to start hearing the platforms of all the parties. We received ours as candidates. And I've been looking through it, and I've got really good news because one of the Green values, as we've mentioned before, and I've been waving this thing around for many days. This is the Green Party of New Brunswick policy manual. You can of course get this on the website. But one of the Green values, of course, is local self-reliance. And when we look at the platform of the party, the Green Party not being whipped, which means I don't have to only say what the leader says and parrot and repeat. If you look at other candidates' pages, I don't seem to see local solutions or what they think about issues. Meanwhile, I've been going for 99 straight days here, hopefully making sense, but mostly, making sense for our community, the riding of Saint Croix, Campobello, Macadam, St. Stephen, St. Andrews. And so I do, and everywhere in between, all the ridges, all the corners, all the nooks and crannies, this amazing riding, Rolling Dam, Lawrence Station, I'm in door knocking there. We still have 30 plus days, and I plan to get everywhere that I can. But one thing that I want to focus on is that local solution piece. So yes, we want to launch a community health center, at least one. The New Brunswick Medical Society and the Nurses Union says we need 50 of these, okay? So again, I said 30 because another party is saying they will do 30, but we can't stop at 30. The New Brunswick Medical Society said we need 50. And part of this is the how. I always want to talk to you about the how. I always have been talking about the how. We can promise things, and people say promises, promises. There are 5 immediate urgent solutions that we need in St. Croix. And one of those is a community health center. But how are we going to do this? How are we going to make decisions for our common good? And the major piece, the real answer for this is local solutions. So I want to talk about how David Kuhn and Megan Mitten and Kevin Arsenault, the 3 sitting Green MLAs in the House, did a tour of this province over this past year, and they released their final report back at the end of August. And I want to take you through what they found, but spoiler alert, it boils down to, there's a few case studies and stories they learned, and amazing local managers who are taking initiative because they are empowering themselves to bring solutions to the challenges there. And that is essentially what we want in Saint Croix. And when I think about just how centralized everything is becoming, I believe that this is largely why we are seeing a breakdown in the systems that are meant to serve us. Just when I think about what it's been like to run a political campaign, yes, there is a head office in Fredericton, the Green office. But when I needed to have a campaign launch event here in St. Croix, we looked around. Where could we do it in our riding? A local business owner, Pierre the Polish Potato, donated their space and said, why don't you have it here? Then we had to speak with them about food. We had to bring in tables and things like that. Real on the ground solutions to the challenge of a campaign launch. And then, of course, when we started talking about printing signs and printing the things that you will see hanging on your doors, where do we do that? And we looked around and decided to go with Saint Croix Printing in St. Stephen, a local business that we could support. We had to call them. If we had been calling, there's my timer, if we had been calling Fredericton, they might have had some solutions, but they don't know what is on the ground. Where's the best place to have a campaign launch? Where's the best place to get things printed? And of course, a campaign office, which I'm very excited to show you the opening of that location. It's coming soon. And there will be a reveal of where it is and an announcement. And I can't wait to share that with you. But that is another case. If I asked Fredericton, where should I have a campaign office? They would say, go talk to people. So again, I started talking to people. I have an amazing team. We found somewhere an open storefront that we could rent until the election day. And so that's just an example. This is just on a party running a campaign level where we intuitively know we need to consult the community. We need to know our local citizens, our neighbors, and that is where the solutions best come from. That's why tomorrow I want to talk about how when we are talking about healthcare in our communities, there's no better other way to do it than local empowerment. The system that is meant to support us needs to depend on, rely on, and release the innovation and ingenuity of amazing local community leaders and healthcare professionals. So tomorrow I'll bring to you more from that specific report. But as I said, I wanted to set the ground with, we know this. The centralization that is happening over the past many years under the Liberals and Conservatives is hurting us, and it is time to return decision-making to local professionals, our neighbors. We know what's going on in our communities. And so I want to read from the values tomorrow, talk to you a bit more about how the Healing Our Healthcare tour wrapped up, what they found, and how we're going to implement that in St. Croix. Thanks for joining me today. Again, I'm off to Fredericton. Join me if